Okay, hello students. Welcome back to the lecture series of course code AE 121 Fundamentals of Agriculture Economics. So in the previous lecture we were discussing definitions of economics given by different economists, and they were categorized mainly in four groups and popularly known as wealth definition, welfare, scarcity and growth. So we have already discussed about wealth definition, which was given by Adam Smith in his book Wealth of Nation in year 1776. And I have already told you all that you have to keep in your mind the objective questions which are expected from these lectures. So you may be asked about the definition, something blank will be given in the fill in the blank like, and you have to fill the blank, or maybe you have given some true false, maybe you have asked about the year of their books published and the names of their definitions which are popular. So next comes the welfare definition, which was given by Alfred Marshall. He wrote a book, Principles of Economics, in 1890, and according to him, economics is a study of men's actions in the ordinary business of life. It inquires how he gets his income and how he uses it. Okay, so अल्फ्रेड मार्शल ने क्या कहा, उन्होंने कहा कि इकोनॉमिक्स क्या है, जो हम ऑर्डिनरी अपनी लाइफ डेली लाइफ हम लोग लीड करते हैं उसमें मैन का एक्शन, उनका बिहेवियर कैसा है, और ये इंक्वायर करना कि वो अपनी इनकम कहाँ कैसे अर्न कर रहे हैं और उसको कैसे यूज कर रहे हैं. So he has focused about wealth only. Okay, he does not accept the view that economic studies about wealth alone. ठीक है, उन्होंने क्या कहा कि इकोनॉमिक्स ऑन द वन साइड स्टडी ऑफ वेल्थ है. ओके, वेल्थ पूंजी पैसा इसकी स्टडी है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, लेकिन इससे भी ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ स्टडी ऑफ मैन. सो मैन इज द सेंटर ऑफ हिज स्टडी. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम द स्टडी ऑफ मैन इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट देन द स्टडी ऑफ wealth, because wealth is only for promoting human welfare. So wealth is given secondary position and welfare is, but Marshall definition is another name. It is material welfare definition. Okay, because it is focused on material things because of its emphasis on welfare, and welfare is a well-being of individual or community. So this definition by Marshall remained current for a long time, but early in 1930s, a distinguished economist named Lloyd Robbins, he challenged his definition. He said that economics is a more social science rather than a human science, and he classifies that economic phenomena into material and non-material. He totally ignores the non-material services like we teachers, like doctors, lawyers, the services being provided by these people. It is totally ignored by his remark. So, but we know that these things, these services also make an important contribution to economic welfare. Next comes the scarcity definition, as he criticized the Marshall definition. So he gave his definition as follows, like economics is the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. He gave this definition in his book An Essay on the Nature and Significance of Economic Science. So his definition is based on some basic assumptions. What are those assumptions? These are ends are various. Okay, the term ends means our wants. हमारी जो भी अभिलाषाएं आकांक्षाएं हम जिन्हें कहते हैं, हमारी ज़रूरतें wants, उनको क्या कहा, ends कहा. और ह्यूमन wants क्या है, हमारी wants कैसी होती हैं, अनलिमिटेड होती हैं, दे आर एंडलेस. एंड मीन्स जो रिसोर्सेज हैं वो क्या है, लिमिटेड है. सो मीन्स लाइक टाइम, मनी, resources, these all are limited. So we can put them to alternative uses. We have to make choice. As you all know, time is limited. We have only 24 hours in a day. So how we are utilizing that time, it depends on us only. We want to do some work, we want to earn money, we want to enjoy is at a leisure time. It all depends on us. And moreover, all wants are not of equal importance. सभी की equal importance नहीं है, सबकी प्रायोरिटी है. कोई ज़रूरी है, अर्जेंट है, उसको हम पहले पूरा करना चाहते हैं, राइट। और किसी को हम पोस्टपोन कर सकते हैं तो हम उसको डिले भी कर देते हैं. सो ही सेड दैट economics studies human behavior as a relationship between unlimited wants and scarce means, and scarcity is there, so we have to make choice. So central problem lies in making choice. So his definition is being considered as superior to wealth and welfare definitions because welfare aspect is embodied in the definition and wealth is represented as means, which is always scarce. Spelling is not correct here, it's scarce. So last definition which we are going to discuss is growth definition given by Lord Keynes. So growth definition, he said that economics is the study of administration of scarce resources and of the determinants of employment and income. See, Lord Keynes or John Maynard Keynes, he is often popularly known as father of modern economics. So he emphasized on the uh, determinants like these are being studied at aggregate level, like employment we have, income we have. Okay, these are macro variables. So he has focused that what economics is, it is just a study of administration of scarce resources and what are the determinants of these employment and income in the economy. So besides studying the resource allocation, economics studies how the levels of income and employment in an economy are determined. So in other words, we can say that it also studies the causes of economic fluctuations to see how economic stability could be promoted. Okay, so these are the four definitions, main definitions of economics, grouped under different names like wealth, then welfare, then scarcity, and then growth. So you have to keep in your mind what are the expected questions if objective question paper comes. Okay, let's move on. Next is subject matter or divisions of economics. So we have two views, two approaches of economics. One is traditional approach or traditional view, and another is modern approach or modern view. So in traditional view, we have four divisions of economics, and these are consumption, production, exchange, and distribution. So first of all, consumption. What is consumption? As we know, we all have some wants and we want to satisfy those wants, and for that we consume the things. We have consumption activity. So it means the use of wealth to satisfy our wants. It also means destruction of utility. What is utility? Utility is usefulness. किसी चीज की उपयोगिता. तो जब किसी आप कमोडिटी को कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं जो आपके लिए यूजफुल है, तो आप उसकी यूटिलिटी को डिस्ट्रैक्शन आप उसका कर रहे हैं. तो इट इज सिंपली, इफ यू वांट टू से इन वन लाइन, इट इज सिंपली डिस्ट्रैक्शन ऑफ यूटिलिटी. So all the goods that are produced are consumed immediately or after some time in future. So consumption represents using up of utility. Production. What is production? In one line we can say that production is sorry, क्रिएशन ऑफ यूटिलिटी इन मैटर्स, राइट. आप जब कोई प्रोडक्ट प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, आप उसका रॉ मटेरियल से उसको ट्रांसफॉर्म कर रहे हैं प्रोडक्ट में, आउटपुट में, तो आप उसमें क्या कर रहे हैं? यूटिलिटी ऐड कर रहे हैं जिसकी यूजफुलनेस है. तो उसका प्रोडक्शन करना क्या है? क्रिएशन ऑफ यूटिलिटी. So through the process of production, one set of goods are transformed into the other. Inputs are transformed into products. Next comes exchange. See, what in primitive society happens, they have that barter exchange economy. We do produce the things for getting other things in exchange. Okay. बट उस समय मनी या पेपर मनी ये सब नहीं था. एक चीज के बदले में आप दूसरी चीज एक्सचेंज में किसी से लेते थे. बट अभी क्या होता है, कोई भी कोई चीज प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है किसी और चीज को एक्सचेंज में लेने के लिए, राइट. उसको कंज्यूम करने के लिए नहीं कर रहा है, बल्कि वो इसलिए प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है कि वो दूसरी चीज उसको बेच के ले पाए, राइट. सो अ मैन प्रोड्यूसेस व्हाट ही डज नॉट कंज्यूम एंड कंज्यूम्स व्हाट ही डज नॉट produce, right. For example, a farmer produces wheat but he cannot use them all by himself. सिर्फ अपने यूज़ के लिए करके यूज़ के लिए आप रखते हैं वीट, बट ऑलमोस्ट ही सेल्स देम फॉर मनी, ताकि उसको पैसा मिल पाए एंड विद विच ही बाइज द थिंग्स ही नीड्स, राइट. सो exchange activity, this buying and selling is called exchange. Last comes distribution. In last lecture I have already discussed about the four factors of production. What were they? They were land, labor, capital and management, right? And their shares in income, what their shares were: for land there is rent, for labor wages, for capital interest, and for management or entrepreneurship or manager, what is there? There is profit. Their reward is profit. So this is only distribution. Okay, all these factors of production, in turn of their services they will get their reward in income, their share in income. So this is distribution. These are four divisions of traditional approach: consumption, production, distribution, exchange, and this is the subject matter of economics. So the traditional view is now regarded as constituting only one part of economics, which is price theory, and or also called as microeconomics. There are two parts of economics we used to study. These are microeconomics and macroeconomics. So microeconomics, another name of microeconomics is price theory. Okay, and it comes under traditional approach or traditional view. In modern view, we have macroeconomics. Okay, so according to modern approach, the scope or subject matter of economics is not only the price theory but also the study of economy as a whole. सिर्फ prices के बारे में हम उसमें study नहीं कर रहे हैं, बल्कि economy में exist होने वाले सभी macroeconomic variables की हम study कर रहे हैं. Okay, for instance, how the income of an economy is generated, how the level of country's income and employment is determined. जो भी हम मैक्रो लेवल पे बात कर रहे हैं, जीडीपी कितना है, ओके, उसमें एग्रीकल्चर का शेयर कितना है, अभी इन्फ्लेशन कितना चल रहा है, महंगाई दर जिसे हम कह रहे हैं, इकोनॉमी ऑलरेडी इतनी डीप है इस समय, ये सब चीज़ें क्या है, मैक्रो लेवल पे हम पढ़ रहे हैं. ओके, सो इन अदर वर्ड्स वी ऑल्सो स्टडी द फैक्टर्स दैट डिटरमाइन कंट्रीज नेशनल इनकम. कंट्रीज की हमारी नेशनल इनकम क्या है, सेविंग्स क्या है, इन्वेस्टमेंट क्या है, एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्या है, जनरल प्राइस लेवल क्या है, ये सब क्या है, मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक वेरिएबल्स हैं. सो इकोनॉमिस्ट यूज्ड टू पे स्पेशल अटेंशन हाउ एन इकोनॉमी ग्रोज. Okay, how underdeveloped countries grow into developed economy and the developed countries grow still further. So this study includes study of economic growth, right? So there are two parts, there are two bifurcations of economics. These are microeconomics and macroeconomics. So microeconomics studies economy at unit or individual level, एकदम सूक्ष्म स्तर पे जाके, okay, छोटे स्तर पे. Macro on the contrary studies economy as a whole, that is at national level. So in microeconomics it includes consumption, production, exchange, distribution as its subject matter, as we have discussed. And in macroeconomics it includes national income, employment, welfare economics, interest, tax, growth, as its subject matter. Microeconomics is also known as price theory. Macroeconomics also known as growth theory or income and employment theory. Microeconomics is a traditional view of economics and macro is a modern view of economics. These are the differences between micro and macroeconomics. Next comes your economics is a science. We know that economics is a science as well as an art. ठीक, साइंस भी है क्योंकि एक सिस्टमैटिक वे में हम पढ़ते हैं, और आर्ट भी है क्योंकि बिना कोई पढ़े भी इसको अपनी डेली लाइफ में हम अप्लाई करते हैं. कला है इसको, जो हम लोग यूजुअली अपने घरों में अपने बजट एलोकेशन में उसको यूटिलाइज करने में हम सभी अप्लाई करते हैं. Economics is a social science. We know it is queen of social sciences and it studies how human beings behaves in society, how he participates in economic activities, right? Economics is a positive science or normative science. Positive science which means which explains why and wherefore of things, that is their causes and effects, why things are as they are, जो भी चीज़ें वो exist में present में ऐसे क्यों है. Okay, and normative science on the other hand discusses the rightness and wrongness, judgment होता है उसमें things का, things ought to be, जैसा होना चाहिए, राइट।